There is a door we all come to, one that protects the facts and truths that hold our reality together from that which floats beyond reason and sanity. Once we walk through that door, nothing is ever the same. We can become lost in the abyss of man's imagination, wandering down the long hall into the kind of madness that is dangerously pervasive. Infected with a delirium most foul and contagious until we are all unable to navigate our way back to what is real. It is here where we find absurd conspiracies. It is the beating heart of any song and the central nervous system of the band. Drums and the musicians that play them are revered and depended on to keep the music in tempo. The drum is one of the oldest musical instruments known to man. Neolithic people used hollowed tree trunks covered in alligator skin as early as 7,500 years ago in China. Later, by 3000 BC, drums had moved across Asia. Sri Lankan and African people later discovered drums between 1000 and 500 BC, which they used for communication. The culture of drums would then spread to Rome and Greece in 200 BC, and eventually drumming would spread to Europe during 1200 AD via the Mediterranean trading routes. African drums later arrived in America through the slave trade. Easy to start but difficult to perfect, mastery of the modern drum kit takes years and demands serious attention by the student. Yet in the world of music, no one kind of musician has come to so much bad luck, injury, and early death like the drummer. It's almost like drumming has an inherent specter of doom attached to it. So much so that some industry insiders, musicians, and fans have come to believe that drummers labor under a curse, one that dates back thousands of years and perhaps has been continued today by a secret order within the musical world, one that envies the fame and talent of the drummer. And lastly, that drums themselves, because of their use throughout history, have become an evil rhythm of death. Over the last 65 years of modern music, the drummer has the shortest life expectancy of all musicians. Past that, drummers have suffered the worst kind of luck. From accidents to drug overdoses to wild forms of misadventure, the drummer lives under a cloud of misfortune.
There's no doubt that drummers are cursed, mate. I mean, John Bonham from Led Zeppelin, dead at 32. Keith Moon, dead at 32. And he died in the same room that Mama Katz died in. Did you know she was 32 as well? And she often used a tambourine, which is technically a percussion instrument. And just look at Spinal Tap. They had 18 drummers that died. One choked on vomit, and they could not even prove it was his vomit. Drummers are doomed, mate. And it's because of their historic attachment to death and suffering. You know, they used drums to make the slaves row faster on the boats from Africa. Yeah, they're cursed all right.
Yes, not only did drummers keep the beat for slaves rowing boats, but they have been used by armies for thousands of years, marching into battle and during battle. The Romans used drummers to attack and conquer the known world. Alexander the Great himself was an accomplished castanet player, another percussion instrument. Drums were also used to keep the crowds interested during the games at the famed Colosseum where people fought to the death. Many cite that drums have a sinister connection with death, mayhem, and oppression, but perhaps there is another reason for the kind of misfortune drummers face in the modern world. Some believe that since the advent of the bass violin or double bass in the early 1500s in Italy by Andrea Amati, a war began between the drummers and the bass violin, which was the grandfather to the bass guitar in the early 1900s. According to many, this ancient feud caused the development of a secret order known as BAD, Bassists Against Drummers, and it is believed by some that BAD is responsible for the fate of these drummers. Yes, spiteful bass players working in secret have been at the heart of all misadventure and misfortune that has befallen drummers, according to believers.
I don't understand why they're so mad at us. Sure, we make a lot of noise, we get a lot of attention, and the girls and the solos that we have on our own little stage on the stage, and our own special lighting package, and we count in every song and you can always hear what we're playing and everyone knows our names and yeah. I guess they got a point.
However, the feud aside, most believers think that with all of the insane coincidences and mishaps, the incredible misfortune and death and dismemberment of drummers down through time, it's hard to ignore that drummers might very well be damned, and that they really do beat to the rhythm of death.